Hey guys, welcome back to Low Carb with Jennifer. I'm Jennifer Bands, and today I'm going to show you 4 more air fryer recipes for beginners. The last video I did is still super popular. It's gotten over 2 million views. I did it about a year and a half ago. A lot has changed since then, and I want to show you 4 more recipes. The ones we're going to work on today are air fryer asparagus, and we're gonna do air fryer shrimp, garlic shrimp, air fryer hot dogs, and air fryer chicken tenders. So since that last video, I've changed air fryers. I was using some cheap off-brand, and now I use a New Wave Brio 6-quart. And if you want to find that on Amazon, you can just search for that, or you can see the link down in the description. So let's get started on these air fryer asparagus. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna chop off the woody ends, and I just kind of estimate what's the woody end. Oops. So we're gonna get rid of these because those are tough. We don't want those. Now I'm gonna cut these up into about 1 to 2 inch pieces. I'm gonna put them in a bowl. Okay, we're gonna season our asparagus with a couple of tablespoons of avocado oil. We're also gonna use half a teaspoon of garlic powder and half a teaspoon of salt. Oops, get all that in here. And now we're gonna toss these with the seasoning and the oil, just like so. Okay, we're gonna pull out our air fryer basket. I'm not gonna preheat it. I don't really preheat it with vegetables. And I'm gonna put a foil sling in the air fryer basket just so we don't have to keep cleaning it. And this keeps the cheese from sticking to the bottom and making a big cheesy mess, because we're gonna top these with cheese. We're gonna cook them first. So first, pour these in there, just like so. Spread them out a little bit. So we're gonna cook these for 10 minutes at 400. So we're just gonna turn it on our air fryer, put it up to 400 for 10 minutes, and let it go. Okay, our asparagus are ready for the cheese. You see they're still nice and green. And this is just, they're still perfectly crisp, but they are not mushy. I love to cook them this way. In fact, this is the only way I will eat asparagus, because honestly, I didn't really like it before. So now I'm gonna top with some Swiss cheese, some shredded Swiss cheese. And then I'm gonna put them back in the air fryer just to melt the cheese for 2 minutes. Oops. So we're gonna do another cook at 400 for 2 minutes. All right, look at that. Okay, our asparagus are done. They're super cheesy. They're still crisp and delicious. They look amazing. Let's move on to recipe number 2. Okay, recipe number 2 is going to be chicken tenders. I don't like to buy chicken tenders because they have that tough tendon in them. It drives me crazy. So I just use chicken breasts and I cut them into chicken tenders. So I just cut each chicken breast into thirds. These are pretty large chicken breasts. And then you've got similar to a chicken tender. So now I'm gonna wash my hands. So now, I'm gonna drop these chicken tenders in this bag. And then I'm gonna add my seasonings. Okay, our seasonings are 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, a teaspoon of salt, teaspoons each of onion powder and garlic powder. So teaspoon, here, let me do the garlic powder. And a teaspoon of dried oregano. And this was about 6 chicken tenders. And I'm gonna put some pepper in here. Now, if you want to add whatever seasonings you want, please be my guest. This is how I season. If you think it needs more seasonings, add more. So I'm just going to toss this up in the bag to coat the chicken. Okay. So now, this is preheated from when we made the asparagus, but you would want to preheat your air fryer for this one for about 5 minutes. We're going to cook these at 380 degrees. So I'm just going to lay them into the air fryer basket. So 6 chicken tenders fit perfectly. There's 1 extra. I'll cook it later. So these are going to cook at 380 degrees for about 13 minutes. You want to make sure they are cooked to 165 degrees Fahrenheit with an internal temperature thermometer. Okay, I checked the chicken tenders with my meat thermometer and they are done. So I'm going to pull them out and put them on this platter I've got here. I've already got my asparagus here. So we've got dinner just about ready to go. Okay, our third recipe is just going to be a simple garlic shrimp. We've got a pound of shrimp here. I'm going to add in a teaspoon of garlic powder, a half a teaspoon of salt and pepper, and just a tablespoon of avocado oil. You can add additional seasonings if that's up to you. I like to keep my shrimp simple. We're just going to mix this all up. Okay, I'm going to add them to the air fryer. I'm going to try and keep them evenly spaced. And like with the chicken tenders, our air fryer is already preheated because we've been using it, but you would want to preheat your air fryer for about 5 minutes. So my recipe calls for jumbo shrimp, but they didn't have jumbo shrimp at the grocery store, so these are just kind of large shrimp. The recipe calls for you to cook them at 400 for about 10 minutes. I'm going to start with 5 minutes because I don't want these to overcook. You want to check to make sure that they're opaque for them to be done, and that they are not in, they don't get real tight. You don't want them to close up in a circle. That means they're overcooked. So let's just do 5 minutes. Okay, our shrimp are ready. They look perfect. So let's pull them out and put them on my platter here. Our platter is looking delicious. We've got one more recipe to add, and it is hot dogs. And I know what you're thinking, what the heck, hot dogs, but let me show you. So of course I had to add something really kid-friendly to the menu because my son is obsessed with these hot dogs. I make them for him at least once a week. And I like to score them in a crisscross shape so they get really crispy in the air fryer, and they're so good. We call them, in my house, we call them the ultimate hot dogs. And I like to score 2 at one time just so it's quicker, and I will usually cook like 4 to 6 at a time just so I have extras left over in the refrigerator. And I just cut at an angle like this, and I just make crisscrosses, or actually like triangle shapes, down the length of the hot dogs. So then I just put them in the air fryer. Let me do the other 2. Like I said, this really isn't even a recipe. It's just something simple that I do to make my kid happy. He always asks, can I please have the ultimate hot dogs? So just like that, and in the air fryer they go. So now we're gonna cook these. This was preheated because we've been cooking with it all day. I'm going to cook these at 400 for 10 minutes. Okay, our hot dogs are done, so let's add them to our platter. You can see how crispy they get. They kind of curl up, which I don't mind at all. 3 will fit. So here is our air fryer spread. It looks amazing. We've got cheesy asparagus, air fryer chicken tenders, shrimp, and hot dogs. Check out the other video that I made. I've got it linked in the description below. The other 4 air fryer recipes for beginners. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.